What I do in my classroom is I try to make the kids feel as comfortable and as safe to be able to take the risks that will create a good conversation. On the first day of class with the 9th grade, I start by asking the students what are the values implicit in sitting around this large wooden oval table. And they come up with a list on their own. First and foremost is respect, and also listening to each other, being courteous, having the right geography of the classroom. It's really important. I always make sure before we start class, can you all see each other? Can you make eye contact with your classmates? And if you can't, I have them adjust their chairs so that they can. I always tell the kids, check your ego at the door. Be willing to take risks and just have fun and just throw out ideas. And you throw something else out and it's not fully formed, that's great because somebody else can jump in and build on that idea. Another sort of easy trick I have is to start with a kind of a reflective moment, a moment of silence, or a little moment of writing.
Remembering you want to have your feet firmly planted on the floor, and then the next thing you want to do is focus on the breath. How was that?
You know, it only takes a couple minutes, but just having that moment to let out the anxiety is great because it really can improve their concentration for the class so that they're able to have that kind of engaged conversation.
And if you guys need a little bit of extra...
What's important is to have a set of guidelines for the students.
In this conversation, I'm going to have you guys write down the questions and then talk to each other about the conversation, about the book. And I'm going to sort of step back and take notes. And I'll do a little bit of guiding, but you guys are going to talk to each other.
And there's 3 particular roles that students will fill. One is the scribe role, where one student is taking notes on the conversation so that all the other students can be fully engaged in the conversation that's happening. Another role is a little map, where one student is monitoring who's speaking when, and they draw these sort of diagrams so that there's a visual map of how the conversation is going.
Now, the other thing I just want to point out, since I'm showing these to you, is would you say this is a good conversation? Yes. How about that? No. Right.
And then the third role is the moderator role.
So I was the moderator, and it was my job to make sure that we didn't stay on one topic for too long or move too quickly. It was also my job to make sure that everybody talked.
Okay, I think we should hear from someone who hasn't talked yet.
Taya, Caroline, Noah, Max.
Well, Athena's making him seem godlike, so I think he's just like taking a gamble at establishing.
When we're having a conversation, you really feel like you're part of the conversation and not like, oh, you're sitting in the back of the class and you can't actually see the person who's talking. And also, it's a great way for people to exchange ideas back and forth and sort of have everyone contribute.
Who do you think is the modern equivalent to Odysseus?
Tebow.
In addition to setting up the conversation the first time around, at the end of each Harkness discussion, to sort of take a few minutes to sort of check in with the students and ask, well, how'd we do?
How'd you do? How do you think that went?
I like that. I mean, I feel like I learn a lot more when we discuss things and we get deeper into it, so. Yeah.
Great. Eli, how does it look?
And I like to keep those maps so that we can kind of chart the progress in terms of Harkness discussions.
And those who talk not so much, right, maybe step in a little bit, and if other people can help them, because it really is a group effort, right? Some people just need a little bit more help and a little bit of space to do it. So next time we do it, let's be mindful of that, but I think overall you guys did a really terrific job.
Teaching in this discussion-based way is really the most challenging but also the most exciting form of teaching I know. It never gets old, and honestly I feel like I still have a lot to learn about it.